right, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. It's now time for us to get into a feature about the textile industry. Now, the textile and clothing industry is currently ranked among the fastest growing economic sectors globally, and that is according to the World Bank. Now, in the case of the African textile industry, it has the potential to reduce escalating unemployment levels, poverty levels, boost economic power, influence of various African nations, and the entire continent at large on the global market. However, the industry has undergone several setbacks ranging from stiff competition, low technology, inadequate technical and human resource. Well, I'm joined by Oluwatobi Ogundele, who's the CEO of Ceomania Alaso-Oke, to delve further into the color and rich landscape that is the African textile industry. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. I can already see from the way you're dressed that you pay attention to detail where your fabric and textiles are concerned. But I want to know more about Ceomania and your business.
Okay, Ceomania, it's a brand that caters for Alaso-Oke. Alaso-Oke needs of people, traditional fits for people. But beyond the party and special events, which it's known for, it's known for in this part of Africa, I am actually set out to do something different with Alaso-Oke. I am seeing a way whereby Alaso-Oke can be an everyday thing, where we could put a need on it, where it goes everywhere with you from Mondays to Saturdays. So it's not just a periodical need. It's an everyday thing.
A celebration fabric.
Yes. Yeah. So we can actually broaden the market, put more demand on it. Then we can create jobs for Africa. True
that. Incredible. And you know, Alaso-Oke excites me because it's 100% made in Nigeria.
Yes.
What about the inputs? How much of the process is it 100% Nigerian?
The fibers, the cottons. For now, yes, some of the raw materials are here from Africa, but at the end of the day, they need to export them to the Asian countries, to translate them into the yarn. Then we bring it in once we have it.
So you still bring in the yarn?
Yes, we bring out the yarn. Then from the yarn to the end, we take care of it in this apartment.
You take care of it, okay. And in your opinion, really, what needs to be done for you to be able to do this process? For you, of course, there's a huge earning potential.
Yes.
What needs to be done for you to be able to own the entire process?
Okay, a whole lot needs to be done, really. We really need to look inward. First, I'll start by putting infrastructure in place. We are lacking behind. Research has it that businesses spend billions every year trying to just fund power, electricity. It's lacking behind. Now, for some of our farmers, it's really hard sending what they have from the farms to the city. It's stressful. Most times they go through issues like even securities. Now you see people hijacking their stuffs, and it's sad because you see people put a whole lot into doing all of this process. So what I think we can start with our farmers. Let us empower the farmers. Let them do the planting of these cottons in large scales. What we have now, medium and small scales, which is really insufficient. If we have our factories up and running, they really cannot supply these factories to taste. So we need to equip these guys to do it in large scales. And the good thing about the fashion industry, at least as far as sub-Sahara Africa is concerned, I learned it caters, I think it's like $30 billion annually. And trust me, until recently, Rwanda came up and said they would be actually be investing close to $31 billion between now and 2030. So if the whole of Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, is doing 30 billion, and Rwanda is ready to pump in 31 billion, that shows that we can do a whole lot in this space of time. So I'm going to say that further things we can do further is, okay, let's equip the industries. Now let's put in proper import systems, whereby that, okay, stuffs that are coming from outside Africa is being stiffened. There are high taxes and the rest of this. So it makes our own local outfit our first choice because it's affordable. It's affordable. And the good thing about Africa is we have one of the most colorful fabrics anywhere in the world. From our Ankara to the Alaso-Oke.
And I'm going to get into that conversation later.
Very, very, very colorful. And for me, I think if all of these things are being put into place, the borders, let's put the infrastructures, let's encourage our farmers, let's help people to learn the 21st century skill in textile making. There's a whole lot going on there, and we are lacking behind. We need to create an enabling environment, create schools, learning processes, encourage people to do all of it, incentives. incentives, trust me, we'll be at the top of the game.
We'll be at the top of the game. Now, I want to, because you've spoken about $30 billion and so forth. I want to now, on your personal business level, bring some numbers into context.
Yes.
So, per month, how many yards of fabric are you retailing on average? I'm sure there's high seasons and low seasons, but on average, how many yards?
Now, we don't do yards.
Okay.
We're doing bundles. And for bundles, we look at the number of people we are attending to monthly.
Okay.
Yes, we attend to between 100 to 300 people monthly. Monthly. Between 100 to 300 people monthly for party needs, for personal needs. Because there's a whole lot we do with Alaso-Oke fabrics. As far as my brand is concerned now, we do footwears, we do carry-out bags. We do a whole lot with Alaso-Oke beyond the normal outfit. So there's a whole lot. And yes, it's a peak period now. August till now, it's a peak period. So trust me, it's rolling out every day. Yes, I think peak periods we can do between 700 to 1,000.
Incredible, to 1,000. Now, of that 1,000, let's say, let's talk of an average number like 600, for example. 600, is that all locally made?
Yes, all locally made. I'll say, let me say totally, 70% locally made. Some of our embellishments, we still rely on China, Dubai to bring it in. And the interesting thing is that's even the most expensive part of it. Very expensive. You look at the import, the transport, trying to pay all the import taxes and everything, the duties. Trust me, those are the most expensive parts. So if we can have these things internally made, we'll be making a whole lot. We'll be equipping, we'll be employing so many people, we'll be adding values, people can enjoy life. And the thing is, we can actually preach Africa in our own way. Why? Because we are the one templating these designs. They are currently templating it based on what they can see from afar. If we are templating it here, we can show people, okay, this is our story, this is how we want to write it, and this is what it looks like. And it can actually give the tourists that are visiting Africa a piece of what to take.
A piece of that. So I think this ties in with what you were saying earlier with regards to some of our colorful fabrics that we have as Africans. I'm not sure if you're aware, the creative director of Dior is currently in Nigeria at the moment. And the last collection from Dior, which was the resort collection, was about 80% Ankara, and she had celebrated the use of Ankara because she said Ankara is a European fabric that she decided to use in new and exciting ways. And it was a big controversy because she granted interviews and she said, well, let's look at the history. Dutch wax comes from Europe, and certain beading techniques come from Italy. And of course, it was a massive, you can only imagine the conversation around it. So I want to find out from you, as somebody who's in the textile industry, like you said, there are various elements that you use that come from different places. What gives a fabric its identity? What makes a fabric Nigerian? What makes a fabric South African? Because obviously, the origins of it is now complicated, but we understand that Ankara is African. We understand that Alaso-Oke is Nigerian. So in your opinion, as somebody who works in this industry, to you, what would you say that, okay, these are the elements that I would say make something like Alaso-Oke Nigerian, even if we are importing the yarn to make it, even if we're importing the embellishments, it's still Nigerian.
Okay, so one of the things that makes Alaso-Oke a Nigerian kind of thing, let me deviate a little. There was a time China, they tried producing Alaso-Oke, they tried making it. Yes, they got it. Yes, it had the beauty, it had the facial beauty, but the quality wasn't there. What makes Alaso-Oke Nigerian is the value and the energy, the beauty we add into this production. Trust me, if you go on site where our weavers, you see the passion they add to it. You see the way there's this imprint. Like when you touch an Alaso-Oke that is Africa, that is Nigeria. And the thing is, for me, let me say Alaso-Oke is beyond Nigeria. Ghana's the kentes, there's a whole lot of countries, the weaving, the spinning and everything is beyond Nigeria. So when you look at the way we put our own quality in place as first, the way we put our cuttings, like that, when I mean the cuttings, like the way we pattern our designs, the way we put our feet, the way we carry our stuffs, like the headgear, the guillotine. Trust me, if it's not Nigerian tying it's not just Nigerian tying. Once you see the gele from Nigeria, yes, the Nigerians, and that's why I call them the Owambe kind of people. When they show up, that yes, this one's just stepping. So trust me, for her to have said Ankara is an European thing is because over time we are familiar with the fact that these stuffs are being made there. Even if it's a Nigerian thing, if it's being made there and it's being sent to us, they will own it over a period of time, because generations will come and go that don't really have an idea that these things can be made here. The only sustaining power we have is the quality Alaso-Oke still cannot be made outside the African borders. It needs to be made in here, and that's just the only power we have to it. But trust me, if we can do things differently by actually broadening the stuff, let's have more people go into it. Let's do it en masse. Just imagine a situation whereby everybody walks every day on the street with a piece of Alaso-Oke, either in caps, either in bags, either in ties. There's a demand, and once there's a demand, there's visibility. When people see less, they understand less. But when they see more, then they have an idea that, okay, owning this belongs to this. So I think, besides the fact that, yes, it's us in by the things we say, by history, our ability to do more, putting more visibility to it can help us own something.
And of course, to make that history our present as well. I love what you're saying, because in essence, you're saying it's up to us to now own the narrative.
It's not us. It's
how are we? It's ours. It's available.
Yes.
Let's not just put it in a corner and say it's just an Owambe fabric. No, it's our fabric, and we should use it for whatever we like.
Every day. Our throw pillows in our office, the aesthetics, everything. Let's have a blend of this.
Nobody should tell us how to use it.
Let's have a blend of this. Then it's
I absolutely love that. I think that's a real gem that you've dropped for us. Now, going to Owambe trends 2020, what are we looking at? I know this year, I really loved the, I don't know what it's called. Is it the metallic reflective?
Yes, the metallic,
Alaso-Oke,
the glitters.
The
glitters.
That's the one that seems to change color and light and so forth. That one really reigned this year.
Yeah.
What are we looking at for 2020?
Okay, for 2020, one thing about Alaso-Oke is almost very unpredictable. Now, we are going to create trend in this December.
Okay.
Because now we are going to have the largest weddings and event in this December. Whatever sticks in this December is what you see for from January to April next year. But what I see, based on what we've worked on so far, I see more of the glitters.
Okay.
Now there's this new blend in the market. It's called the Lurex. Now metallic used to be the apex glittering fabric, but now there's Lurex. Okay. Lurex glitters differently. With Lurex in your outfit, the feel that you're wearing stones, meanwhile you're not wearing anything. So what Lurex is going to do to you...
You're a salesman.
What Lurex do to you is it's going to help you appear more simple, but it's still going to be very sophisticated. Yes, very no luxurious drama. Yes, it gives you, that's the word. It gives you this luxury. Then depending on your carriage. So I see more of Lurex coming in. I see more of colors. Africa is more about colors. If it's not colorful, it's not Africa.
Yeah.
So I see more of colors gaining. Then I see people doing some things, they are disrupting the narrative. There's a whole lot of disruption and the styles. There's a whole lot of stuff. Like when we did wedding gown with Alaso-Oke, people didn't see it coming. They didn't see it coming. But when it came out, they were like, wow. So now there's going to be a whole lot of disruptions with this Lurex material, because it glitters a whole lot without stones. So now if we're not using the stones, it can be cheaper. Production can be cheaper, then the look can still be luxurious. That's a whole lot.
Okay, so that's, you're saying that's for 2020, that's the one we need to keep our eye on. And in terms of colors, of course, that goes a lot with taste, but which, I think this year was the year of onion, I believe.
Okay, no, onions was the next year.
Was it
currently,
last year?
We're having emerald green issue.
Oh, yes.
It's even out of stock currently now. For you to have emerald green, you have to breathe through your nose. Yeah, we have emerald green. Yeah.
So next year, what are you foreseeing? I know you said December is when we'll see the trends.
Okay, now the thing is, all of these colors, there's nothing new about the colors, but Nigeria has a name of giving specific name to things, and I think the renaming makes it go extinct.
Okay.
The renaming makes it, so let's look at the new name. Maybe they will just give us like tangerine, red, yellow, and something, then I think, so it's just the name. Once the name comes, everybody likes the Vogue.
Everybody wants to now ask for tangerine.
We have the numbers, so then everybody wants to go on tangerine, and you're like, sorry, this is the same color we used 4 years ago. So trust me, what we're just doing, we're just trying to recycle what we have, but in a very creative and different form.
Oh, I love that. Listen, I'm really looking forward to seeing, some of your trends, some of your fabric being used for, not just for weddings again in December, but in just daily lifestyle.
Yes. We have a whole lot coming. Like there's something putting up next week. We're just trying to bring up some different people wear Alaso-Oke in an everyday outfit. When I mean the suits, I mean the jumpsuit for females, I mean the dinner wears, I mean the office jacket. So all of these things, we are trying to do things.
I'm sure we can see this on your Instagram page. What's your handle so we can, be up to date with all your styles? My
handle on Instagram is Ceomania. That's the CEO, then Mania, then Alaso-Oke. Ceomania Alaso-Oke on Instagram. Yes, by next weekend we'll have all of this popping up.
You'll be posting all your new designs, and I'm sure we can shop through there as well.
Yes, of course. course. And those are most of the things we still really need to work on in Africa. We need to be able to do ready-to-made stuff where people, just the same way I go on eBay and make orders and get it. We need to really step in there. We need to embrace the e-commerce and the techs and see how we can get things to people, because availability actually triggers a special kind of love to the things you do.
Very true. Oh gosh, I mean, your passion and your know-how about this industry is absolutely admirable. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Oluwatobi. This has been incredible. Well, there you go, Ceomania, Ceomania Alaso-Oke. Alaso-Oke. Make sure you catch up with them on social media.